Hi guys, Master Indigo here and welcome back to yet another Payday 2 video. Today we are gonna talk about what Starbreeze and Overkill are currently working on. This video is gonna be kinda split in two parts but still in one video. So the first part is obviously gonna be everything Payday 2 and Payday universe related, and after we have gone all the Payday stuff, I'm gonna be talking about everything else that Overkill and Starbreeze might be working on, which is not Payday related. So anyways, let's start the video with content, what has been shown to us and what Overkill is most likely working on currently. So the first thing obviously is the diamond heist, and it is not the diamond and not diamond store, the heist that we already have in Payday 2, but it's diamond heist, the classic heist, one of the few ones that are still missing from Payday 2, the classic heist from Payday the Heist, one of my favorite heists actually. So in the background you can see some classical Payday the Heist gameplay from Diamond Heist, and if you don't know, it is partially stealthable in Payday the Heist, but I would assume it's gonna be fully stealthable in Payday 2, given how Payday 2 has way more stealth mechanics than the first game. The other classic heist that we're still missing is No Mercy, which is originally a Left 4 Dead campaign map, whatever you wanna call it, and then as a cross promotion, I think it was, for Payday the Heist released in 2012, if I don't remember wrong. It was one of my favorite heists as well. It is a tight close quarters map and I'm still waiting really long, and I don't know. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the next heist we get. I think the diamond heist is gonna be the next one. Hopefully we get No Mercy sooner than later, maybe during this year's Crime Fest, but I think it might be next year sadly before we get it, but hopefully it's this year, but we shall see. As we are talking about the Crime Fest, which is an event that has been happening on Payday 2 since launch has it been October? Anyways, kinda close to whatever we are currently living in, so I would assume it's gonna be close to 2, 3, 4 weeks maybe. I would assume 2-3 weeks before Halloween, I would assume, because obviously there's usually a Halloween event for Payday 2, which has been a Halloween heist, as well as some masks and so on. So at the best case scenario, I think we would get No Mercy as this year's Halloween heist. Obviously something original is always welcome as well, but I still want No Mercy to the game, so that's a possibility to get as a Halloween heist. And one other heist obviously is gonna be the Kendo Rescue, Kendo Breakout, whatever it's gonna be called. These around since H3h3 launch and more closely and search for Kendo Spring Break event. We are most likely gonna get event focus again on Kendo and maybe get Kendo as a playable character. That is just speculation. I don't actually think we're gonna get Kendo, but it is a possibility because obviously it's gonna be a Kendo Rescue event once again. So talking about playable characters, we also have the August character, which was a community event during this search for Kendo event, and I think we're gonna get August character during this event, Crime Fest, whatever it's gonna be called, most likely during that event. And it's gonna be a free character. If you didn't know, we don't really have any information about this guy, but I would assume he's gonna come before the Ethan and Isla character packs, which is gonna be the last paid DLC, and all the money sold from that is gonna go towards H3h3, whose those characters are based on. So here are all the information we currently have. This is from their stream. I'm gonna come back soon after this.
You're like Shrek, and you're in my swamp.
Oh my god. What the fuck? I don't even remember because I did so many of these.
Hey, Control, I've been thinking, are you into boy bands? Should we start a boy band? What do you think?
God, there must be like thousands of these lines, seriously.
Just pretend this is relax hour and I'm not here. Grab yourself a juice box and shut the fuck up.
Jesus,
Get
man.
down, motherfucker!
Yeah, now we're talking. You're starting to sound like a real criminal.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Talk or I'm gonna
Putting
fuck
right in.
you up!
Jesus. All right, now to the real part.
Yeah.
Hila.
It's fucking payday, guys! Take him down!
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I love the intensity.
Yeah, this is straight up good.
Hey, Control, I had this strange dream last night. I was some kind of a YouTube star. It was weird. Pretty cringy.
I love the
Cringy.
cringy part.
Cringy.
That's awesome.
Hey, wanna go shoot some Bradburys after we get off work?
Dude, I can't
Get
wait.
down now!
I just can't wait to hear all of her lines.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up and lie still.
It's just, I love it.
Fucking talk now!
So, we're gonna get Ethan and Hyla characters, sorry if I mispronounced the name, August character, and possibly, maybe, a Kendo playable character. I do not know. So, obviously, with each new character, there has been putting out a new save of weapon skins, obviously, so we can assume that every one of those characters is gonna get their own save. Although with Ethan and Hila, I think we might get only one save, although it is possible, of course, to get one save. If we get one or two, it doesn't matter. I will always like new skins. Anyways, one thing we have to still talk about is a new heist that might be related to Gage here. The Gage, who is obviously one of the original characters in the Payday web series, Payday 2, the wheelchair guy, if you don't know, who has been supplying us with all the weapon packs. So Olmir went to the H3h3 podcast and he did have a small stream on Periscope with Dash Mihawk, who plays Gage in Starbreeze LA studios, and they were teasing around something possibly new with him. So maybe we are gonna get a new heist from Gage, maybe we're gonna get something else. We have currently no idea.
Dude, you haven't brought me back in a long time.
Well, I mean, you know, we've been busy. You know, we've been doing different stuff. You know, we've been, you know, following other story arcs. You know, we've,
Yeah,
you know,
but
we've
I
been,
know,
like savoring your.
I heard a lot of people really dig my character, and you know,
Yeah.
I've been sitting on the
I don't know
sidelines
about
for
that.
a little
Though.
too long.
Are you sure about that? That people really dig your character?
I don't know. What do you guys
dig him?
think?
Yeah, all right, we'll see. All right, so yeah, so what? You're here to start a fight, or what's up?
No, I'm not here to start a fight. I only spread love, but and weapons and mayhem.
For sure.
I am excited to get off the sidelines and come see you all in the face on a regular basis.
All right. Yeah. Well, so if people want to get in touch with you, Gage, how should they?
They can tweet me at Dizmihawk, DIZMIHOK. You know, hashtag Gage, and I will be looking for you all and anxious to talk to you and let me know what you think and what might be fun for me to do in the coming days.
Yeah, and just so you know, Gage is obviously making the weapons for Ethan and Hila's characters, right? So we're gonna look at that later. So that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much,
My
dude.
pleasure,
Good
man.
seeing
It's
you,
great to
brother.
be here at Starbreeze LA, and I'll see you all very, very soon.
Peace.
And while we are gonna talk about Payday 2, we're still gonna miss out on Payday 2 VR. So I think it was on Starstream that they premiered a small trailer for Payday 2 VR, that you're gonna be able to play Payday 2 with all your friends who are playing the normal game. So this is something that beta was promised for late this year, so no new info has come out of that. So most likely the full release is gonna be next year, and the beta is gonna be super late this year, maybe sometime around Christmas or even later than that. Anyways, that's basically everything for Payday 2 related news now. Obviously, Overkill and Starbreeze are working on some different projects. And the first thing you are most interested in is Payday 3 and Payday Crime War. Payday Crime War is obviously a mobile game that was premiered in, was it 2016 or even 2015? With some small gameplay pictures, and I think it was E3 where you were able to play it, and it's been... I think it's obviously a development hell at this point. It has changed developers, it's a different studio now than the original one. The current developers, if I assume currently, are the ones who made Dead Effects games, first on mobile and then on PC. Which I assume are actually kind of good games for mobile games. The original developer was, well, apparently not good enough, well, obviously they wouldn't change the developers mid-cycle that way. So, not sure, no new information since Starstream has come about that game. All we got then was a small glimpse of gameplay, nothing else. Maybe late this year, but I think personally it's either gonna be a next year or never. It's already late. No new information. Is it gonna be paid? Is it gonna be free? I would assume it's gonna be free and some microtransactions. That's usually the best way to go about mobile games if you want more players. Obviously, microtransactions in PvP mobile games are gonna be pay to win most likely, which is a sad thing to hear, but I don't really play mobile games myself, to be honest, so I'm most likely gonna test out the game and make a video about it if it ever comes out. But whenever we get more information about that, I will be sure to let you guys know as a new video. And the biggest thing, obviously, it's gonna be Payday 3. And sadly, we have no information about Payday 3. It is still in development. We have, well, I would assume at least 3 years before it comes out. I would assume 2020, maybe even later. 3 to 5 years. I would assume minimum of 2 years, but most likely 3 or 4 years before Payday 3 comes out. And before that, obviously, Overkill is working on some different project, most notably Overkill's The Walking Dead, which has been in development for a really long time. So, obviously, if you haven't heard about Overkill's The Walking Dead, it was originally supposed to come out in 2016, which is more than 1 year ago. It was supposed to come then 2017, and now it has been pushed back to 2018. Originally, it was supposed to be using a Valhalla engine, a new game engine that Overkill bought in 2016, 2015, I don't remember the exact date, but it has been reported lately that all Overkill's future games, or at least most of them, are gonna be using Unreal Engine 4, and Valhalla is gonna be a plugin, however you pronounce that, for that engine. So at least we know that Overkill's The Walking Dead is gonna be in a decent engine, which is Unreal 4, and not the horrible thing diesel engine what we have for Payday 2 and Raid World War 2. So we don't really have any new information about Overkill's The Walking Dead. We got some teaser pictures, art pictures on the Starstream, but nothing after that. I would assume it's gonna be 2018. All the problems that have been happening in the development, I would assume, are something to do with that game engine, and hopefully we can get Overkill's Walking Dead and more information about that game in next year, and hopefully the game launches next year as well without no more delays. So moving on to some other projects that have a little bit less information. So first off, let's talk about projects that are Starbreeze related. So Dead by Daylight obviously is a game that launched a little bit over 1 year ago, is still going strong. One horror game that still has tons of players. They seem to be focusing on some DLC content. There's like 2 real killers in the game from movie franchises, and obviously this is only being published by Starbreeze, but I feel like it's one of their most profitable games now, currently looking at their reports, even more so than Payday 2 is anymore. Obviously, I think they are gonna be focusing on getting more killers to the game, as we already have 2 licensed killers. I think we are gonna get another ones later on this year, or if not, at least more killers and survivors as well. I've played about 100 hours of this game and I still enjoy it every now and then, but I know some of you play it even more than I do, so I'm not gonna comment on everything, perks and so on, because I'm not the meta player in this game. But I do enjoy it and hope the game lives long enough to see more killers, survivors, maps, whatever good stuff we have. Then we have some other project that you might be interested in. Obviously, another one that just released is Raid World War 2. You most likely already know about that game. Currently, it's launched, I think, a little bit overpriced. It's still a fun game. And what they have been saying about that Lion is that developer Starbreeze only publishes the game. So what they have been saying about it's gonna be having a little bit different DLC thing than Payday 2 had. So it's gonna be bigger DLCs less often and free content in between. So maybe we can accept something like Payday the Heist had. So 9-10 euro DLCs, and which would have like multiple maps, multiple weapons, and maybe a new character and something like that. So there are some files in the game files that should suggest that there might be coming a new characters, but I think these are only recorded because Chunkleys is, well, old, and it would be impossible to record this if he dropped dead, which would be a sad thing, but you always gotta, well, account for these things, and obviously it's gonna be more expensive getting him to work again, so recording this early would be a good idea. So we may not get new heisters, raiders in the future, or we may get some new raiders, but at least we have these 2 video files just to be sure. Anyway, so currently there's a vote of 3 community chosen weapons. All of these are gonna be added to the game free, but the community can choose what order they're gonna be added into the game, which is gonna be first, and so on. You can vote down below, there's a link, so you can vote if you play this game on what weapon you wanna see in the game first. All of these, once again, are gonna be in the game for free of charge. Moving on to some projects that have a little bit less information. First off, we have Crossfire 2. The original Crossfire is a free-to-play FPS game that has, sadly, some kind of pay-to-win elements. I haven't actually played the game myself too much. I think I played 1 or 2 hours to test it out. But Crossfire 2 is supposed to be a westernized version of the game, hopefully eliminating those pay-to-win elements. So Overkill, Starbreeze are gonna be working on a co-op version of the game, I'm assuming, and maybe even a PvP version. We don't really have any information about this. Also, Remedy Entertainment, the guys behind Quantum Break, Alan Wake, Max Payne, are working on a single player part of Crossfire 2. So it sounds like Crossfire 2 is gonna be a full AAA game with a $60 price tag, with a single player campaign, maybe a co-op campaign, and maybe even a PvP element. We are hopefully gonna hear more about this in the future. We don't really have new information about this at all, just the fact that it exists, and hopefully new information maybe comes at E3 2018. I would assume this is gonna launch 2019-2020. That is basically all we currently know. Then Starbreeze has some VR projects. Obviously the biggest one of these is the Storm. Storm has been around since 2011, I think. There's only been a few teaser pictures. It was originally supposed to be a 4-player co-op game in space, kind of like Payday in space, but that really never happened. During Starstream we saw a new promo for this, and it looks like the Storm, the game, is now more about esports VR title, whatever that is gonna be. Hopefully still having the 4-player co-op game as a part of that, but currently we have no little information about that. We also have some smaller pictures about VR project Hero Nextat, Present Z, Ape X, Kokaru, Spitz Cinematic VR Experience. There's like small pictures of these. The Raft, Ender Space, and obviously John Wick Chronicles, which was already released. I don't think we're gonna get ever DLC for this. It was okay-ish game, not really good, not super bad either, but it was just lackluster. I think these are still being played on those VR cinemas in Los Angeles by the Star VR headsets. Star VR headsets obviously is gonna be seeing some more work in the future, and maybe a commercial launch in the future, even though it's gonna be a premium headset. We still don't have a commercial launch for that. It's only being used in some VR cinemas and so on, but obviously it would be nice to get more VR headsets on the market. And then there's something interesting, only a small picture of The Hunt, Assault on Mythos, and this is not the Hunt, whatever it was called, by Triodec, which is another game. This is supposed to be a like mythical Payday esque co-op game, obviously maybe 4 player as well, but we only have this picture, so it is not even sure if this is ever being worked on. Is it ever gonna go past the concept space? But this is all we currently have, and I think it would be nice to get more Payday style games. Although I would like if they are a little bit more different from Payday than Raid is. I do enjoy Raid, but there's no denying it is super similar to Payday. So even changing the game engine is obviously gonna change up things quite nicely. So hopefully Overkill's The Walking Dead, Payday 3 and all the future projects of Starbreeze and Lion Game Lion and Overkill are gonna be using Unreal and some other engines as well. Just leave the usual engine to rot in misery, because that's what it deserves, to be honest. Anyways, that's basically everything Overkill Starbreeze are working on currently. I might have missed some things because, well, there's just so much stuff. Most of the stuff has little to no information about them, so that's why I didn't really mention anything else than the names. And the VR project might be movies, they might be games, they might be just experiences where you walk around, so I don't know what to say about them. Anyways, that's all for this video. This actually turned out to be kind of long video, but I wanted to go all over what Overkill and everybody in this is working on. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this longer video about everything. I'll see you next time. Master Indigo, signing out.